Hello, beautiful people! The lights are out in Old First Light, transformed by the angry earth overnight. The land now colorful and overwhelmed by beasts, Artemis has an evil plan that we need to defeat. Savage Divide is a beautiful expedition. You need to be level 62 before you can get in. So go level up and grab 4 of your friends. Because the beasts in here are angry and the dungeon is overrun. Let's show them who's boss and go get her done. I think that's enough rhymes. It's time to get to it. Grab a snack, get comfy, and I'll show you how to do it. This is a totally relatable guide, so what that means is it's everything you need to know and nothing you don't. I'm running as a healer because honestly, that's what brings me joy in life. And it doesn't hurt that it gives me room to step away from the fight so you can see everything that's happening. I'm not calling myself a chicken, but I do enjoy having a bird's eye view of the action. So there's a series of doors in this expedition, and there's a bunch of balls on pedestals. Someone's got to pick that ball up. After they pick it up, as you can see, a mob is going to spawn. You got to kill it to help your friend. If they get attacked, they're going to drop that ball. The balls get placed on empty pedestals that are outside of the door that you need to get through, and then the door magically opens. Sometimes when you pick up a ball, more than one mob spawns. Just kill whatever you see and don't let your friend drop the soap. I mean the ball. This dungeon is honestly gorgeous and so much fun to run. It's probably my favorite expedition in the game now, which makes a lot of sense because my old favorite was Genesis. I feel like they kind of have the same vibe. Maybe it's just the Angry Earth vibe, I don't know. So, while I was jibber-jabbering, we killed anything that moved down here. Now we're gonna go to the right and open this door with our big shiny stick. And by big shiny stick, I mean our Azoth staff. Let's go. And if you're looking at what I'm running and thinking, what the heck is she doing? Why does she have a Void Blade ability on? Mind your business. I'm kidding. I changed it during the Artemis solo trial, and I forgot to change it back to Orb of Decay. I mean, I did say that this was a relatable guide, and honestly, what's more relatable than forgetting what you did last time you played the game? One thing you'll notice in this expedition is there are a lot of named baddies. And yes, they are thick. But that also means that there's a lot of chances for big booty drops. So if you're wearing light armor, maybe don't get all up in there, you know? Enjoy it from afar. I ran right past my big booty loot. You can see to the right my friend taking off to go run to something. He's going to go harvest a bug off of a branch. He's obsessed with yoinking them from other players. You do you, boo-boo. We're chillin'. Okay, we have reached the first checkpoint. At the bottom of the stairs, there is danger. There's gonna be a bunch of mobs that aggro onto us, so go ahead and let your thick tanky boy run out there first, and then do what you do best. Kick butt and take names. I mean DPS and survive. And remember how I said there's a bunch of named mobs? Well, here's another one. And yes, he's a thick boy, but he's nothing for our big deeps. So we're gonna kill Hodari. Literally no idea if that's how you say it. Then we're going to jump off of the ledge here. If your friends jumped off a ledge, would you jump with them? I guess I would. Why? To get to the big booty loot. Now, if you don't want loot, you can skip this part, but I mean, who doesn't want loot? Once you're done looting, you're going to turn around and walk through the water because why swim when you can slow motion and enjoy the currents? And now we're back to killing anything that moves. Another thing to remember when running expeditions is that quest markers update as you run through them, and they do tell you exactly what to do next, which is something that I've always really appreciated about New World dungeons. There is very little guesswork involved, which is good news for my last 2 functional brain cells. Okay, if you've done any other expeditions in New World, you're going to be very familiar with pressure plates. Also, can I just say, with all of these mobs in here, it's like a skiller's paradise. I unfortunately don't have high enough level to do a lot of things, but I'll tell you what, there is some juicy XP to be had in here. So we're going to go up and around, and there's going to be some pressure plates. Oh, and also this flower that we need to kill because apparently flowers are big and evil now. So you kill all these mobs that are guarding the pressure plates. You gotta get them all or you won't be able to activate them. including this poor, innocent, harmless, evil, ferocious, terrifying flower. We're gonna stand around for a minute looking like we don't know what we're doing, and that's because we don't. I'm kidding. This is my 3rd time here, so I'm literally a pro and I know where everything is. Okay, that's cap. So I'm gonna run to the left with Rob, and once we get to the top, you're going to see Ashley across the way, and that's where the other platform is. You only need 1 person on each platform, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter what the weight rating is because I could step on one by myself and I'm in light armor. Now don't quote me on that, that's just been my experience, and I feel like that's pretty good to go off of, so we can go ahead and say that that's a thing. I was absolutely determined to show you where the platform was, and I'm not gonna lie, this part is a little bit twisty-turny, and you can kind of get turned around in the wrong way here, but I figured out where I was, I went back, and I went up to the other platform so that way you could see. Aha, and I finally made it to the platform, and you can see the other one on the other side, then you jump down and you join your friends. Or randoms, people you don't know. Honestly, this game has one of the best matchmaking systems that I've ever seen in an MMO. Not that I've played a bunch of MMOs, but I've played several, and so far this is the best one I've seen. Okay, and we're off. We're gonna jump off of another ledge with our friends because that's what we do for fun, and we're going to go through the door that we opened by activating the platforms. Welcome to the vast chasm. Up here, we're going to find more of those blue balls. You need to go touch them to activate the doors. Grabbing blue balls, just another fun thing to do with your friends in New World. I'm sorry. And don't forget that when they pick up the ball, mobs are going to spawn. If they drop the ball, nothing horrible happens, by the way. It just spawns back on the pedestal and needs to be picked up again. It honestly is just annoying, so protect the ball bearer or suffer a slight inconvenience. Now, anyone can pick up the ball, however, I wouldn't recommend having the tank or healer do it for obvious reasons. It's just safer that way. So we've placed the ball and now we're going to go into this dark tunnel. Oh yeah, what could go wrong? Okay, so I honestly think that it's kind of adorable that the animals are taking little nappy naps and we wake them up. I mean, honestly, we're rude. While my friend yoinks this bug off of a branch, we're going to run up the hill and have a good time with some lions. After we kill the lions, we're going to use our big shiny stick to open the door again. This expedition actually does a really good job of mashing together mechanics from other expeditions. It gives you warm fuzzies inside when you see the glow of your staff, and you feel at home when you step on a door platform. Or maybe that's just me. Anyways, here's another checkpoint. We're gonna go to the right and loot the chest before we continue on. Now you do have a chance of getting dark matter from these chests, which is really nice. I mean, I didn't loot anything amazing, but that's okay because we're not here for loot, we're here for fun, right guys? You're about to see why they call this part Rockfall. Rocks, you guessed it, fall from the ceiling and stun you, and it is, as you can imagine, super annoying. The rocks tickle you a little bit and they fill you with rage. But that's okay because you can channel that rage into big booty DPS. And now we're back to killing anything that moves, and that includes this thick, tanky named boy. So while we're killing stuff, let's chat. If you were wondering, I play on the Lilith East Coast server, and right now it is currently full. I do think that it's so tragic that you still cannot have your friends join you where you are if they decide they want to play the game. I do have 2 characters that are not currently bound to worlds. I guess the servers got deleted. Any suggestions on where to take them? One is my original character from the game's launch. This is the 3rd time I've come back to New World. I started when it was a brand new game and I loved it, but I got bored because, I mean, it was new. Yeah, we're back to grabbing blue balls and jumping off of ledges with our friends. I don't think this needs to be said, but we're going to jump down there and hit everything until it no longer exists. I feel like I just put like 8 S's on the end of that word. Anyways, I just kind of left the game because I knew that it would grow and I'd try it out when there was more to do. We're going to carry this ball all the way to the back, watch those gorillas up top, they will make your friend drop the ball, and that will be very inconvenient. Place the ball on the pedestal, kill the monkeys, and go through the door. So fast forward to Fresh Start Worlds. I tried New World out again, and the game was so much better. Oh, right here, I get smacked. And you know what? That's relatable. If anything in here is relatable, it's getting one shot by a mammoth because you just weren't paying attention. Yeah, so, Fresh Start Worlds. I tried New World out again, and the game was so much better than it was on release. No more 500 Azoth fast travel costs, more fast travels, more content. It was great. That's when I made this character, Leche Lady, and I got to level 60 for the first time. I also had friends playing with me for the first time, which really changed the game. Go figure, having friends to play an MMO makes the MMO more fun. We are back to just running and hitting things in our path, by the way. So I was playing Fresh Start Worlds, then life happened, other games happened, I got distracted, and yeah, I left the game again. Fast forward again, and I heard about this expansion, and I decided that it was time to suit up and dust off the old life staff. And I'll tell you what, I am so happy that I did. I have been having an absolute blast. If you're watching this wondering whether or not you should start playing New World again, you absolutely should. Okay, and here's the checkpoint before the first boss. He's a big, thick gorilla boy. So the first boss, Kurok? I don't know. He's kind of cool. And I mean that literally because he can harness the power of ice and fire and electricity and also earth. He is a jack of all trades, master of all, and he hits like a freaking semi-truck. When you start the fight, he's going to jump to one of the power sources and harness it. Then he's going to hurt you in ways that you didn't know were possible. I did crop out like a solid minute of us just standing around explaining the mechanics to our friends who were there for the first time. So we got kind of lucky with ice, which in my opinion is the easiest of the elements that I've encountered. The only one I haven't seen is earth. You're generally going to want to not stand where the boss is throwing mechanics. It just makes sense. So like anything he puts on the ground is bad touch. No touchy the bad touch. If you get a red circle over your head, like you're going to see here in a second, the boss is going to charge at you. I highly suggest that you dodge away. Or stand there and take it. Maybe you're into that sort of thing. I don't know. We don't judge around here. As long as the DPS is high, the vibes are good. If the DPS is low, you are in for a world of hurt. When it's on electricity, you just kind of have to dodge stuff again. Fire has been the most difficult for me to survive. There's like lines of fire waves that come at you with a hole in between them that you kind of have to stand between or else you get hit really hard. And earth, I haven't seen it yet, I don't know, but I mean, you're a literal legend, so it can't be that hard, right? But yeah, ice is pretty easy. You just kind of stand there and hit the boss and it dies. Loot the chest and we are on our way. If that fight looked really easy and maybe a little bit boring, what I'll say is try it a few times, wait till you get electricity or fire, and you'll see that it's a little more interesting. So we turn around and go back the way that we came. We're just waiting here for a second for our friend who likes to clean his inventory as he goes, and honestly, I wish I was the same. Instead, I end up hoarding stuff and fill all my bank spaces and have to go through a massive purge every once in a while because I can't fit anything anywhere. Yeah, so now we have a little jumping puzzle. Don't worry, it's not that bad. We're gonna go up the stairs, jump, jump. You can't really fall there, so I wouldn't worry too much. You can fall here, but if you fall, you can easily get back up. We're gonna kill this flower because big evil flowers are evil and not good. Then we go around this bend and we have to jump off a ledge with our friends. Don't worry, just trust the process. More rocks fall in this place, so if you get stunned, don't be surprised. It is, again, super annoying, but won't really do anything to you. Here, you don't have to do this jumping bit. Oh, I almost fell there, and I'll tell you what, my stomach dropped. Anyways, you don't have to do this bit. What's on the other side of this is a chest. Loot. Delicious loot. Then you just turn around and jump back, and you don't really have to jump. If you jump, honestly, you might fall. I would just recommend scooting off. You see what Rob just did there? He jumped, and he fell. don't be like Rob. I'm kidding, be like Rob. He's honestly the best tank I've ever known and one of my best friends. We love Rob. We are going to stand here while we wait for Rob. Ashley went to go get him and show him how to get back up, but basically you just run up the same way that you came. You have to do the jumping bit on the other end to go up to the blue steps, the grassy knoll, past where we killed the flower, around the river bend, and here we are. Alrighty then, we have reached another checkpoint, which means we are making progress. And here we are at, guess what this is? Another ledge. And guess what we're gonna do? Jump off of it with our friends. There are a bunch of fully charged mammoths waiting for you at the bottom, so if you have a ranged weapon, you can just hang out up top and wait until they're gone. To me, this dungeon feels very balanced. It's a good mixture of tough enough to have fun, but not so hard that you're having an awful time wiping a million bazillion times. Now that we've dealt with these elephants, we're going to run to the end of the room and go use our shiny stick, the Azov staff, and open the door. Beyond the door is the Lost Temple, and we're gonna find some gorillas. We're just going to run and hit things. When I first got into the Elysian Wilds, my initial reaction was, wow, Alice in Wonderland, and I totally get the vibe here. I saw all the tall plants and the psychedelic colors and crazy creatures, and I freaking love it. So after we kill all of these things, we're going to go around the corner, up some stairs, and there's going to be some really thick, tanky gorillas. Just let your tank run in there first, and then you guys follow up with the big D. P.S. Now you're going to see here, if you look up the stairs, what's that on the ground? Aha, that's right. It's an activation platform for the door. And this time they are not so far apart. There's one here right next to the door at the bottom of the stairs, and the other one is at the top of the stairs past the angry gorillas. And there's my friend yoinking a bug off of the branch. I mean, honestly, if you ain't skillin', you ain't trying. As you can see, 2 of these 3 gorillas are thick, tanky boys with names, and there is a chest behind them. Now that we have a moment, this is a great time to tell you that if you enjoy the content and want to hang out, I do stream on Twitch Monday through Friday in the mornings Eastern Time, and I'd love to have you there. My link is in my About Me section. We also have a Discord server. The link is in the same place if you want to meet all the boys and have a good time. Okay, shameless plug over. Okay, so we've looted the chest. One person is going to stand on the platform up top, and another person is going to run downstairs and stand on the platform by the door. That person is going to be me. And would you look at this? It's so pretty. Look at all the leaves swirling up. I freaking love it here. Totally not necessary, but man, art. Moving on through the door, we're going to have to get some more blue balls. I bet that's not something that you've ever wanted to get before. Once we get past these creatures, there's going to be a pedestal to the right with the ball on top. Someone is going to have to grab that and carry it all the way into the next room. And do not forget that mobs are going to spawn when they pick it up, so hang back and help your friends. Don't be like we are and completely forget and leave your friend behind and he's gonna drop the ball. But that's okay. Like I said, it's more annoying than anything else. We're going to go kill everything in this room, then he's going to go back and get the ball again. This dungeon being only beasts makes it very unique, especially since the beasts have so many mechanics that make them interesting. The gorillas throw stuff at you and can climb disturbingly well. They also kind of just pop down on you from nowhere. You can run, but you can't hide. The chameleons do this cool thing where they go invisible and pop back up next to their target, which is kind of annoying, but really awesome. The floating mushrooms explode after you kill them. So much for being fun, guys. They are all pain, no party. The mammoths can throw stuff at you, curb stomp your candy butt, and charge at you, and honestly, they just hurt. They kind of feel like the Karens of the expedition, angry and hurtful for absolutely no reason. The lions and flowers aren't super special in any way, except that they look sick AF. Okay, so my friend has gone back to grab the blue ball, and now he's going to go plop it on this pedestal in front of the door, and we need to get one more ball. Next, we need to go across the bridge to get the second blue ball. What bridge? Wow, that's a great question. You have to use your Azov staff to activate this orb, and that's going to activate the bridge. and then you cross it and keep fighting. Can we talk about my Void Gauntlet for a second? We're just going to cross the bridge and kill everything that we see. This is Life Taker. You farm it from Pugnacious Perutu, what a name, on the large and very dangerous island to the east of Elysian Fields. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name. My friends got this bad boy in just a few kills, and it took me an hour and a half to farm it. That felt great. No, it's fine. I'm a RuneScape player. I'm used to a little grind. I mean, I did feel some sort of way about it, but I'm happy that I got it eventually. But let me tell you something. The anxiety that I had being up on that rock with explosive gorillas trying to knock me off constantly was intense. I do really like how you get the artifact weapons, and I also like how each one essentially has a quest for you to unlock the perks. It's a very cool system, although the cost of unlocking the last perk by upgrading it at a gypsum kiln is too damn high. Anyways, we're going to use our Azoth staff, our shiny stick, to get through this door. At this point, we are just a few minutes from the final boss. We're going to go through the door, and we've entered the Silent Grotto. As you can see, there's mammoths. Once you start to see mammoths, you know you're getting close to the last boss, because the last boss is also a big mammoth. I mean, how cool are these mammoths? They are big and glowing, and honestly, I wouldn't be mad if it stepped on my face. I mean, what? Well, that was a weird thought that I just had. Actually, the first thing that I thought when I saw these mammoths was I want one as a mount. I went to get on top of it and ride it all over the place. I would honestly feel like such a baddie riding around on my lightning mammoth. And yeah, I mean, the lightning ones are obviously way cooler than the ice ones. We are just going to kill everything in here and follow the path. I was going to speed up the kill, but I tried doing voiceover at 1.5 speed and I felt like I was sprinting with my voice. I had to talk way too fast to get all of the information out when things were happening, so we're doing this in real time and just chatting while nothing important is going on. I mean, we're having fun, right? There's literally no rush. Overall, this is a pretty fast dungeon. It took us about 27 minutes, and that was with us going a bit slower to make sure I could film everything, and also explaining what to do to our friends who were here for the first time. And I mean, some of it was admittedly just us standing around, like, where do we go next? Because we haven't been here a whole bunch of times. It's a relatable guide. We are not pretending to be perfect out in these streets. We kill this drake, there's a bug on a branch, my friend yoinked it, and we're gonna loot the chest and keep running up the path and killing things. All of this running and killing just to go grab a ball. It is a little absurd, but it do be what it do be. If I could change this expedition in any way, I would add the other beasts from Elysian Fields that aren't in here. Like, for real, those corvid birds are actual nightmare creatures, and they definitely belong in here. The buffed up, super jacked reindeer that skip leg day are also terrifying, and it would have been nice to see a few. Okay, after we kill this drake, we're going to loot yet another chest, and then we're going to keep going. We are going to wait for everyone to loot because that's the nice thing to do. Then we're going to continue on the path towards the blue ball. Now again, you could have skipped this part if you don't want to loot the chest, but we love booty around here. We round the bend and there's a few mushrooms guarding our precious ball, waiting to burst all over us. Just hit them with your ranged weapon and they die really quickly. It is not a fair fight. There's also this flower, but we ain't worried about no flower. Now this door is going to magically open once you kill the flower, and don't forget about your friend with the ball. Our tank ran off and things got a little spicy, but that's okay, we like it spicy. We're going to kill these mobs that spawned when you grab the ball. Ouchies. I was literally screaming. I was like, Rob, help. Yeah, I'm a little squishy. So our friend's going to calmly walk past all of the danger. Honestly, it's more of a waddle than a walk. And place that ball on the last pedestal. You kind of run around in circles in this dungeon when you're looking for the balls, but that's okay because you can't really get lost. If you run the wrong way, you just end up back where you started. And here we are, the Den of Mahantaram. I'd be willing to bet that I pronounced that correctly. At this point, all we have to do is kill everything in front of us, and the door to the last boss is going to magically open. I do love a good bit of magic. I mean, it's obvious they are door guardians, and their life force is keeping the door closed, and once we kill them, they can no longer hold it shut. Magic. I'm not really sure why there's randomly drakes and chameleons in front of the mammoth boss, but we'll take it. Remember when I said there's that cool ability that the chameleon has to disappear and reappear? How cool does that look? Alright, run through the door, activate the checkpoint, and get ready for the final fight. I mean, you really don't have to get ready because you're an absolute legend, but that goes without saying. So this boss fight can be as easy or as difficult as you make it. The boss is going to charge and throw stuff like mammoths do. It also is going to put bad touchy spots on the ground that you should avoid. The area becomes covered with AoE damage, but you can make it go away by killing the nodes that spawn. Remember, if you see that red circle, you're going to want to dodge because the boss is charging at you. If you don't kill the nodes that spawn around the arena, ouch. That's all I can really say. With a good tank and some serious deeps, this fight isn't very long or difficult in any way. You can see the blazing conduit right there. That's one of those nodes that spawn that you need to kill. You're going to see that during the fight, we left AoE ouchies on the ground, did not kill the conduits or the nodes, whatever you want to call them, and I literally ran right into it when the boss charged at me the second time. The boss is just casually throwing lava at us, dodge, it is really easy to avoid that attack. Now if you're standing up in the thick of it, he does hit kinda hard, but that's okay because you are tough. And if you're not tough, that's okay, your healer definitely got you. Now here's where things start to devolve rapidly for me. The boss gives me the red circle, I dodge away, happy that I missed the charge attack, then I get this purple laser beam and I'm like, oh crap, I need to move. Except I moved right onto an AoE ouchie on the ground, and I did not realize until it was too late and I am gone. But that's okay because my friends literally don't need me, they're gonna finish the fight, and of course, instead of picking me up, they're going to come lay down next to me. If your friends don't lay down with you after you die in the boss fight, are they even your friends? Don't worry, they eventually rezzed me, I didn't have to give up and run from the checkpoint. And that's it! The Savage Divide has been conquered and tamed. All of the beasts have been slaughtered and slain. I hope you enjoyed my first New World guide. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Be kind to one another. See you next time, friends.